Alright, so I'm here with One Souls of the Sky Invading Rhinos and Scrimscraw of Glowwater Thralls. I'm just gonna ask you guys a couple questions before we go into this match here. Scrimscraw, have you guys been doing any kind of special practice leading up to this match with the Rhinos?
Uh, Not in particular. We haven't had much time this week to play besides today, so I think we're going with what we know works.
And One Souls, what about you?
No, we didn't actually train a lot either. Most of all because we are currently a little bit in a clan crisis regarding active members, and usually one of our ships always is formed last minute, and this event isn't any different from that. So we see how it turn out. We are not really prepared.
Well, this should be a good match then. Do you have anything you'd like to say to your opponent or the audience before we get this started?
Maybe best win.
Yeah, good luck and let's have some fun.
And on that note, let's go in game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Anvalan conflict, the Sky Invading Rhinos versus the Glowwater Thralls. I am Brick Hardcastle, and with me today is...
This is me, Imagine. And, well, let's get a quick rundown on our ships here. On the Sky Invading Rhinos side, on the Atlas, piloted by Anvalan, we've got a Lumberjack front with a Banshee facing forward, a Gat to one side, and an Artemis to another. On the Lud, captained by One Sauls, I want to say that's how you pronounce his name. You've got the Gat mortar on one side on this junker, double Artemis on the other side, with a flare gun front. On the Glowwater Thrall side, on the achievement floozy, captained by Scrimsaw, as we see somebody fly off the ship there. We've got double Merc cannons on one side,
No,
it's not
incorrect.
Gat mortar, it's Carronade mortar on the other side, and a Banshee up front. And on the Wizard, captained by I can never pronounce that guy's name. We've got a Lumberjack facing front, Merc cannon as well, with a flare gun, and a Artemis facing front. And we've already gotten a little bit of action going on here as the Atlas has taken a little bit of hull damage, or sorry, armor damage, and the Wizard is getting it in turn as well.
Yes, the Wizard's balloon is already down, having to pop some drogue shoot there. A wise choice of things to take for the Wizard.
Yeah, absolutely, and with Lumberjacks all
Atlas
over the
taking
place.
focus fire here. Great focus fire from the Glowwater Thralls.
Yeah, and we're getting this long range type of shooting going on, as we see oftentimes on this map, and the Atlas has taken like half damage already, just getting absolutely hammered by both the Achievement Floozy and the Wizard.
I feel those two mercs on the achievement floozy is going to give the Glowwater Thralls the advantage in terms of damage dealing, because they'll strip that armor. I mean, actually there's 3 mercs between the two Glowwater Thrall ships. That'll strip that armor incredibly quickly and leave the Atlas vulnerable to fire. As we can see here, look, its permahull is already down to less than half.
Absolutely. The Lud is in here trying its best to block these shots as much as possible, but just not being able to do so, as these shots come in raining from all sides, and the Atlas is just getting absolutely hammered. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to continue playing this type of game and actually coming with the victory, as, oh, that shot misses, and the Atlas just barely manages to get its armor rebuilt for a half second there. They are living on borrowed time right now.
Glowwaters, they have a hardcore sniper build here, and those two Artemises just aren't gonna be able to cut it when they're fighting with them. And the Atlas is almost dead here.
Balloon down, armor down, ship down. There you go. We got our first kill of the night for the Glowwater Thralls, and now the Lud is going to be taking that dual fire from these two ships, but it's just a tiny bit smaller than the Spire, so it will probably be able to fly away and not get taken down, which is a very good thing for the Sky Invading Rhinos.
Yes, it looks like the Lud's going to be able to get behind this cloud cover here. Oh, taken a few parting shots as it escapes.
Just a little love kisses there, reminding the Rhinos that the Thralls are in fact around
Oh,
still.
shots through the clouds here, landing. The Lud is still spotted. There's markers
Yeah,
still around
ooh.
it. The
There goes a
flare's going
nice
down.
flare, yeah. The Lud does
Um,
manage to get into these ribs, however, so will get into cover.
Find that flare.
Flare was pretty good. Although, was that
Yeah,
flare
it was
by the Lud?
actually the Lud, I believe, that fired that flare. That was a
That's
huge
very
mistake.
strange to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just illuminating himself to get focus fire, pretty much.
Ooh, the wizard
but no,
has
they're
taken
focus
quite a lot of
firing the
damage.
wizard.
Yeah, there you go. The
balloon's
wizard.
gone.
The Alice, however, loses this balloon as well, so we're getting a lot of balloon pops. With those lumberjacks, of course, that will happen quite a lot.
Both teams immediately focusing the Spire. I mean, despite the hull buff, Spire.
Oh, the wizard
Oh,
closes the balloon and gets banged into the ground, and as we all know, that takes so much damage. And now, the achievement Floozy is the one that's gonna be way too far ahead here. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to come this far ahead.
Well, I think that the Chief and Floozy must think, I can't escape this, I may as well at least try and go for a kill on the Atlas. But I don't know if he's going to be able to manage it. Taking lumber, taking the Gatling.
And here comes those
Armor's
Gatling
stripped.
shots, and I assume that, yep, there goes those mortar shots starting to
There's
rain
the
down as
mortar.
well.
Mortar was a little delayed there, but it's
Yeah,
not going to
and
matter too much.
Doesn't hit all that well either, but I think there's just going to be too much damage going on here for the
I think the
achievement Floozy to
wizard.
pull out.
I don't think the wizard should engage here. But the wizard has decided to engage. He's decided to offer supporting fire to his ally, who is now dead. The flare going into the clouds. They must know the wizard's there. But the Atlas taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, it did bump into the ground, or not. Is the ground, or did they bump into this like little metal pole here? Well, regardless, that terrain damage is quite a killer quite often.
Now, the Glowwater Thralls there, I think, made the mistake of chasing the Lud into that cloud. I mean, they're perfectly happy. They should be perfectly happy knowing they can win the sniper game easily with their free mercs and their lumberjack. I just don't think the Rhinos can win a sniping game here.
Yeah, I was really surprised that the Floozy went as far ahead as it did. I mean, I think it did so because it just didn't have an angle to fire in there at all. But I really didn't like the fact that they just rushed on in there. That allowed the wizard to go down and left a 2-on-1 with their junker on top of the Sky Invading Rhinos. Now the Atlas does have to back up a little bit here, as it was getting hit by that lumberjack. And I think, are they velcroed right here?
I don't believe so.
Okay, there
no.
we go. They stopped moving and they kept on bumping to the top, so I thought that may have taken a little bit of velcro there, but thankfully that was not the case.
Well, the wizard is wizard's not spotted anymore. I'm about to make the point that the Glowwaters were blind firing there for a bit. Now they're both blind. Oh wait, nope, they are both blind now.
Yep.
Looks to me like the Glowwater Thralls, the achievement Floozy, may be skirting around those ribs just a little bit. Maybe
and once
get the
again,
flank.
you gotta be a little bit careful of doing that sort of stuff. You don't want to get too far apart.
Very beneficial if the Glowwater Thralls could reposition themselves like behind those ribs, so they could cover shoot from cover with the achievement Floozy. That would give them a big advantage in the sniper game.
The Lud and the Atlas rising up here, trying to see if they can find out where their opponents are, but they are both double spotted now.
They've been hoisted on their own petard, you see. They fired that flare, and that's revealed the position of the Atlas. The Atlas now getting focus fired. The reticule was around it. The Atlas has been spotted.
Thankfully, they are behind this fairly large amounts of cover, so the shots that are going to come in here, I'm surprised that as many are hitting as there are. There's so much debris here to actually just hit instead of the ships that you're trying to fire at.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they've got a fairly clear angle. I mean, there is the debris there, but all they have to rely on really right now is all that cloud cover. And that's not going to mean anything if the reticule's there. Looks to me like the Sky Invading Rhinos have realised they can't win the sniping game, so they're going to have to get in a bit closer, using these ribs for cover.
Now, I don't quite remember. Are there even any more or flares on Glowwater Thralls? Yeah. Okay. So that Spire does have a flare. So
Oh, yeah.
they do have a way to. A lot of these flares just didn't make much sense if they were only coming from the Sky Invading Rhinos.
I
so that's
have
why
to agree. Yes,
there
is indeed another flare.
Alright, so that makes more sense now.
Does make more sense, yes. It seems like both teams realising the importance of illuminating opponents. Again, the Atlas getting focus fired heavily. The hull armor's down.
Two of the guns are down.
Yes, but the Atlas does have advantage of the cover from those ribs.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not really able to return any fire so far. Lumberjack finally back up.
Sticks his head out, he gets it shot right off.
Yeah, at least the good thing for the Sky Invading Rhinos is now they have both of the opponents highlighted with that spotting going on. Now it looks like they are focusing on the achievement floozy. I wonder if that's because they just weren't able to get shots off on the wizard, or if that's a decision that they have made on that's who they want to get rid of because of that double merc cannon. Be quite interesting to hear.
I feel like both teams just instinctively are going for the Spire, as we can see here. The Atlas, hull down, armor down. Is he gonna
balloon down still?
He's kind of got cover though.
Yeah, and the Lud this entire game
but
has
the
been
bounce off the ground on the Atlas has taken down his hull armor again. Now he's bumping into the Lud. A shot glancing off the balloon of the Atlas.
Yeah, now the Lud has lost its balloon. The Atlas taking those final shots, and there you go once more.
Now the Lud's in trouble. The balloon is down. The Lud's got to skillfully just maneuver, but he's not. He's not maneuvering behind cover. He's going to withdraw. He's backing off.
Yeah, he is backing off of here, and now let's see the Atlas gets. Ooh, that is a terrible spawn for Atlas.
A very, very bad spawn.
Smack dab in the middle of nowhere. They are just ducks waiting to be absolutely blasted by all the hunters that hunt ducks ever.
Interesting analogy. Anyway, moving on, the Atlas is not long for this world here, I feel. The Lud's coming in. Might be too little too late.
I feel like at this point
Atlas
they were
is trying to get inside the
of...
arming time, I think. But I don't think he's going to succeed, especially...
The problem is that the achievement floozy does have a brawling side, so as soon as that gets in here... And oh no, the Lud is now in here as well, and that is not going to do well for them at all. They are quite alone, not having taken any damage so far, and once again the Atlas gets the exact same spawn.
The Atlas is in a position to support the Lud at least.
Yeah,
they can attack at the same time.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
A lot of shots missing the Lud. Just that's like this scene from that Quentin Tarantino movie where they just miss about 20 different shots.
Reservoir Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs, yes.
There you go.
Miracle. Right. I want you to acknowledge it. Not a single ship, not a single shot hit the Lud there.
All right, the Atlas
But a lot of
once
shots
again so much
hitting
fire.
the Atlas. Oh dear.
The Wizard was taking a few shots, but the Atlas is the one who has taken more of the damage so far. Balloon down, armor down, hull taking
the Wizard
permanent
taking a lot of damage as well.
Oh, it's like they'll be able to finish them off before they can get the Atlas down. I
think mortar.
Wizard taking damage
Wizard
once more.
heavily damaged too. It's going to be a Spire trade here, I think.
Most likely, and that will definitely actually favor the Thralls. That will get them the 4th kill, but not quite. The Atlas is actually taking a lot of damage from the achievement floozy. Achievement floozy blocking off their line of fire as well, and down goes the Atlas, but down goes the Wizard at the same time.
Oh,
and now,
it could be junk v junk.
Yeah, it's a junker, but the Lud has got to be really careful
it
here.
All
He cannot afford to die.
Oh my goodness, both spawns miles away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I guess you could say it's equally as bad for both teams. Now, I would have to say that the Lud probably has the upper hand in this case, in this fight, because on its brawling side, it has a Gat. On the achievement Floozy, all they have is a Carronade, so that armor stripping is gonna be a
But
lot
the
slower.
wizard's starting to fire already. I mean, his firing line is not obscured, and yet shots are connecting on the achievement Floozy.
Yeah, the achievement Floozy taking a lot of damage, but the Lud has its balloon down now as his lumberjack shots have been hitting a few times there. Its armor is taking significantly more damage than the achievement Floozy's. And I just gonna be really interesting to see how
Glowwater
the
only need
Atlas,
one kill.
yeah, and the Atlas now raining those massive lumberjack shots into the achievement Floozy. Balloon is down. Lud is close to the ground, but with only that mortar hitting it, that's not going to do really anything at all.
Achievement Floozy's balloon is down. He's sinking to earth.
And the
Lud's
armor is
balloon
down as well. Lud's balloon is down. Armor is down.
Which will
Achievement
die
Floozy
first?
taking a lot of damage here. Is it going to go down? There it goes. Now the question is,
But the Lud...
can Lud survive? No, it cannot.
Oh.
As the wizard comes in with those final few shots.
Very, very close match. I feel that the Sky Invading Rhinos, they really came back, even though their build wasn't quite optimal. But the Glowwater Thralls, just brilliant sniping, just pulled it through.
Absolutely. So we'll be back with Game 2 in just a few moments.
And here we have it. Game 2, Thralls versus Rhinos. Imagine, would you like to run down the builds for me?
Let's do it. All right, on the Atlas, we've got that lumberjack front with Artemis, Banshee, Gat as the supplementing weapons. On the Lud, we've got the Gat mortar side on one side, double Artemis on the other, with the flare gun front. So no change for the Rhinos team. On the achievement Floozy for the Thralls, we've got Gat, or sorry, I said Gat again. Carronade mortar with Hades flak side. That's quite interesting. With a Banshee on the front. And on the Wizard, we've got heavy Carronade front. Pointing forward is also a Merc Cannon with a mortar one side and a flare gun on the other. So we've got a little bit of a different build coming from the Thralls versus basically the same thing from the Rhinos. And then we'll see how that ends up working out on this map. Of course, this map, if you could have two maps that are completely different than each other, it would probably be Periton and Battle on the Dunes.
Well, it looks to me like the Thralls have discarded sniping completely. They just thought, oh, this is Periton. You can't snipe on Periton, surely.
Well, you can get away with a little bit, but
well, I'm just saying that might be
chances
their thought process. I mean, there are plenty of good lanes for sniping
Yeah.
on this map if you position yourself right.
Yeah, but carronades, I really feel like the most of the problems that come, or most of the talk about how great carronades come from are because of maps like this, where you just have so much debris to knock people into once the balloon goes down.
Yes, carronades can be very useful on Parisian Rumble. Oh, the wizard, the floozy, maneuvering through this very tight little gap here. Now the Atlas
They
still
are kind of
has
pointed a little bit of the wrong direction currently, the Atlas and the Lud, so the even Floozy and the Wizard can come
well,
up
they know
right
they're
behind
spotted
them.
now, so they should be looking around every which way, or they'll just continue moving forward.
Absolutely. Now, of course, this is going to very much depend. This matchup is going to very much depend on whether or not the Thralls can close this distance between the
I feel
teams.
that the Rhinos are going to try and find a space where there's plenty. Yeah, they've got good sniping lanes in any direction. And actually, the one they're in right now isn't too bad. I mean,
Yeah, that building is fairly low considering all the rest of the buildings, so they should be able to shoot over most of it. And yeah, it's really fairly low buildings all around of where they are right now. They do have to be careful, however, because if they're sitting over one of these buildings, if their balloon gets popped, they will quickly take that terrain damage.
this is a good place for the Atlas. I think he's kind of got his back to the wall, figuratively speaking. Well, figuratively. Well, yes, figuratively, because behind him is only an invisible wall.
Well, it's not even a wall anymore. It's just like a giant gust of wind now.
Well, yeah, gust of wind. The Lud, Atlas taking up. Yeah, they're just back to the wall here, just like a position where they can't be flanked, they can't be surprised, so they'll just be able to snipe the Glowwater Thralls as they come in.
Of course, on this map, it is a little bit harder to just sit still, rather than other maps, as there is wind blowing, so you constantly have to be readjusting as a pilot, which just adds even more difficulty to navigating this map, where you already have so much random stuff you can get clumped up on. And now, are you okay? So the achievement floozy and the wizard are coming in trying to find these two, and they are flying right below them, and I don't think either team has a clue that this is happening.
Yeah,
I mean, they literally just flew right by them, trying to find this team.
The Atlas and the Lud cannot backpedal any further into the corner without getting blown into a building by the wind or something. I think that might have been
now,
what happened to
as
the Lud.
this cloud passes, are they going to be able to spot the Thralls here? I don't think so. I think the Thralls are going to be flying a little bit too low.
The Thralls are just going right on by. They're just
yeah,
going right
yeah.
on
They had absolutely no idea that the Lud and the Atlas
this is
were right behind that
unbelievable.
one cloud. Now the Lud, okay, I believe the Lud should be able to see these two teams, these two ships, but that cloud just came right in as they were looking up there to confirm, maybe try to get some spots, but are just not going to be able to do so because of that cloud floating by right in front of their vision right there. So that was like a horror movie where you know the main person is just like hiding in the closet and the monster just walks right in front of them. That's basically what just happened right there.
Looks around a bit, sniffs, and then moves on.
Yeah, it looks out, just maybe catches a glimpse of him. Ooh, the Lud is spotted.
Yep, the
wizard is
Thralls
spotted
have
now.
twigged it.
Okay, so they do definitely know what's going on here. Finally, we're getting some few initial shots off, and this is going to be much in favor of the Rhinos here, as they
heavily
have that long range going
yes.
on.
Oh dear, this is the worst possible place that the Thralls can be. They're just going to take sustained focus fire from the Lumberjack and the Artemis. But Wizard managing to escape before any serious damage is done.
Yeah, the Floozy will probably be going right behind. They're just laying down some cover fire.
The Thralls wisely deciding not to engage from this position. They need to get close to have the better of the engagement here.
Yeah, well, the problem now is that the Lud and the Atlas are going to be on high alert constantly. They're just going to be flaring up every single place they possibly can. I would have actually liked to see them maybe bring a second flare. Do they have two flares? No, they just have one flare. I would have probably liked to see them bring another flare, maybe instead of like the heavy mortar on. Sorry, not the heavy mortar. Heavy mortar is a lumberjack. I'm sorry. I meant the Gatling. Maybe instead of the Gatling, put another flare in there if they're going to be doing this.
Wizard taking a bump or two off the skyscraper. Wizard, yeah, they want to come in at as tight an angle around that cover as possible. They don't want the Atlas to get down any sniper fire before they're right on top of them. Atlas has been spotted, so it's the Wizard.
Yep.
The Wizard is in cover still.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get a fairly good amount of range coming in here.
Yep, they're in carronade range. They fired one carronade shot on the Lud, took half its balloon down.
There you go, the Lud is taking that damage. More or less covering for the Spy right now, but they are taking a lot of that fire, and the Achievement Floozy has managed to get right on in here. Lud turning its brawling side to the Achievement Floozy. Wizard trying to focus on the Atlas now, but taking a lot of fire.
The Rhinos balloons are down, however.
Popped. But the Atlas and the Lud are in much worse position for this balloon being popped. And the Atlas is, I think they're stuck on top of this building right now. Are they going to be able to move out of here? It looks like they are Velcroed a little bit.
That is not a good place to be for the Atlas.
Wizard's balloon is down now, but they have a long way to fall before they actually hit anything. The Atlas taking a lot of damage here as it's getting absolutely hammered by the Wizard, and the Floozy goes down for a quick kill right there. The Lud going to bounce along this building and think just a little bit. Yep, there you go. And I don't really think that they're going to be able to get away from this. Now maybe they can
Just
take down the Wizard with them.
Perfect flying from Crafted Sturdy and Scrimscrawl there. Just using the terrain, hugging it, so they could come in
Oh,
a
but the
good
Wizard
angle.
taking so
However,
much damage here.
you're right, the Wizard's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't know what the Wizard was really doing. They didn't have their front gun pointed at the Lud whatsoever,
Yeah,
and the Lud was just
getting a
like,
bit
all right.
overconfident, perhaps. They were thinking,
Well,
okay, 2-on-1, let's finish him off. But then they almost died while they were doing it. Took a lot of
you don't wanna,
completely unnecessary permahull damage. And just as I was saying how they were just piloting perfectly, they had to go and almost get killed.
Yeah, that
Oh,
Carronade side was just not turned the right way, and now here we go once again.
Yeah, the Wizards. Yeah, now the Wizards are gonna bump into a bumping into a building here, not able to finish off the Lud.
And the achievement floozy was
They're gonna have
nowhere
to
near
hurry up
whatsoever.
and kill the Lud here, or the Atlas might get in.
The Atlas is actually not. It looks like they went a little bit the wrong way, so that's going to give them even the Thralls even more time. If they're not able to finish the Lud off here, I just don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah.
And here come those lumberjack shots
The Atlas is
raining in
firing
on the Wizard.
They took too damn long.
Yeah, and the Wizard is already at such low health and nowhere to really go.
If they can just penetrate that permahull, the Wizard will be dead.
Lumberjack shots raining in.
Lumberjack just glancing
Lud.
wide as Wizard manages to take cover behind the building.
The Lud.
And it did finish off the Lud.
Yeah, it does get finished off, and the Wizard is barely able to escape. So we've been essentially making the wrong calls for the last few minutes. We thought the Lud was going to die immediately. It didn't. We thought the Wizard was going to go down for sure. It didn't. But I mean, this is. If you can put any sort of silver lining on being down 2-0, it's the fact that the Wizard, I mean, a stiff breeze at this point will probably absolutely destroy it as long as
But perhaps quite literally, they're
down.
quite near the edge of the map. They could get bounced into a wall. They might die. It's a possibility. Anyway, the Atlas, I think he knows. Yeah, he knows where the Wizard. Oh dear, this is a bad place for the Wizard to be. Oh no!
Wizard taking those huge lumberjack
Balloons
shots.
Down. Oh, taking fire from the Lud as well. One shot through the permahull from anything will kill him at this point.
Oh, but not quite there yet. Taking those
Wizard
last
going
few
low,
shots.
trying to find some cover.
Oh, there you
no,
go,
he's
finally.
dead. Oh,
Lud gets
dear.
that kill. In the meantime, the achievement floozy is going to try to close the distance on the Atlas here, but they are in this 2-on-1 sticky situation, and this is not going to go all that well for them as those lumberjack shots come raining in on the floozy, and the Lud is just right there as well. And this is going to be an absolute massacre here. Yeah,
Yes.
as Balloon is already down, all sorts of stuff is on fire, hull's down, armor going, and there you go. Last few shots coming in from the Atlas taking out the floozy. So that was not a very good engagement, and there you go. We got a 2-2 tie.
Well, no, I mean, just after early on, the Glowwater Thralls being so careful, so methodical, that was a really pretty bad initiate. And now the Thralls are completely split up here.
Yeah, they're not in good positions at all.
And one of them's been spotted.
No, it's the Atlas that's spotted.
Oh, yes, hang on. Oh, sorry, I was looking at my
I
map.
mean, I feel like the Wizard should have been spotted.
My map's just bugging out. Yes, but
well,
now
the achievement floozy is spotted now.
the achievement floozy. What are you doing?
What is
the achievement floozy charging in 2-on-1 pretty much?
Yeah, I don't
very
quite
little
understand what the
Wizard
Floozy's
can do
doing
to
here.
support.
I mean,
If
the
the
Wizard's
achievement
flying
floozy-
in.
Achievement floozy trying to just charge on through to the cover.
I mean, maybe they thought the Wizard was going to be able to get in here faster than they did. Now, the Atlas has taken quite a lot of damage, probably equal to the amount that the Floozy has, and the Wizard is in the picture now.
The Floozy can't quite get behind the cover, though. He's stuck. He's stuck. Oh, no.
Just going to ride down there, but the Wizard is in the picture now, using that carrying to great effect on the Atlas. The Floozy managing to repair itself just barely as the Atlas going to be able to get its back up as well. We might have a tie here.
Oh, the Wizard bouncing off the building! Oh no, the last chance that the Glowwater Thralls had to salvage this engagement. But the achievement Floozy still staying alive.
Yeah, the achievement Floozy doing a fantastic job of staying alive, and
God,
now
I
it's the
thought-
Alice who's in a whole lot of trouble as he's stuck on side of the building with that balloon down, with that
Well,
armor
yes,
down.
now the
But
Thralls
the
are where they
wizard just
want to
turned the wrong
be.
way. Oh,
They're
I
right
think
in close. They're
trying to use
inside
that.
the arming time of the Atlas. Wizard's still pointed the wrong way. He needs to start firing that carronade.
I think they were trying to use that mortar to get the
Get the finish.
Atlas was down. But all right, so now we got the Lud and the achievement Floozy shooting off at each other, and the wizard and the there you go. So that's what I thought was going to happen. Both the achievement Floozy and the Alice go down.
Here.
Now the question is,
the wizard has the high ground.
can the wizard do this versus the brawl side of the Lud? And
Bluntly,
that's not a good way to start
it. Two carronade shots, rise up, pull back, repair, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I would like to see them just try to sit on top of the Lud instead of going onto their broadside over there like they did this last time.
Spike him on the head. Oh dear, the wizard.
Oh,
yes,
the
the
wizard
wizard's
is
bumping into the scenery still.
Yeah, there you go. You got to be real careful with these tiny little spots here. Now let's see where the spawns are. Both of the other ships are getting back in here quickly, and the Atlas is the first one in, and the wizard is going to get
thread the needle through this tiny little gap. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
No, he's fighting back, and he's fighting back successfully.
The wizard, however, does have the Atlas right behind it, and that's not going to do well for them at all. The achievement Floozy not quite in position to really hit anything yet. The wizard is in so much trouble. The achievement Floozy does finally manage to come back into the side here and is going to start taking on the Lud, but the wizard has taken so much damage already. But I think they are actually within arming time now, and that's going to help
They
them
are,
a lot
but taking
versus the
lots of
Atlas.
damage. Oh dear.
But there's just too much focus fire going on there.
The elite achievement Floozy needs to finish the Lud quickly, or the Atlas is going to be coming round that corner for the 2-on-1 for the win.
Yeah, they're using that Flak Hades side, and
That Flak
both
Hades,
of
I
those
don't
ships,
think it'll be able to finish him fast enough, especially since they're actually missing some of those shots.
Well, the real problem is that both of those guns have arming times as well, and I think the Lud was inside of that.
Yeah.
And so that the Blood basically just took absolutely no damage there. I mean,
Well, the wizard's just got to gun it at this point. He's got to try and save the achievement Floozy. The achievement Floozy doing a good job of hiding behind the building. Yep, Atlas
and
taking
the wizard
a bump.
does manage to get in here, but the Thralls have got to be extremely careful of how they come in right now.
Now the wizard's in trouble. The wizard could get focus fired here.
Oh,
the
and
wizard
they are
getting inside the
absolutely
arming
focus
time,
fired.
taking down the Atlas's armor. But the
that
wizard
balloon
taking
is
lots
down
of
and
fire.
the armor is down. Is that mortar
Balloon's
shots?
down, the hull's down.
Those mortar shots just not coming in though.
The mortar shot's not quite
missing.
well timed, but it might not matter. It's a
Ooh, and there
sustained
goes
focus
the
fire.
wizard. Oh, and the
Oh
Atlas
my
does go
goodness,
down
and the
first,
Atlas
and
has
the
gone
wizard
down, but the
is
wizard
alive.
is still up.
The wizard managed to get its armor
Wizard's
barely
alive
back
with
up,
a
but
sliver of health. One mortar shot will
they're
do
gonna be
it.
able to-
Oh
any
no,
shot.
the mortar wasn't there. Where was the mortar?
Oh, there it goes.
They
Finally, the mortar
got
comes
it.
in.
Oh
And
my
the
goodness.
Rhinos take that.
It'd have been if it had
match.
been one more. If that mortar had been a second later, I think they would have got the armor back up, and the Thralls would have won it. But another very close game here. Victory for the Rhinos, proving these teams are very evenly matched.
Yep, so we'll be back in just a few seconds with game number 3.
Okay, here we have the final game of the Rhinos versus the Glowwater Thralls. Now we have some very different loadouts for you right now. Would you like to quickly run them down before the engagement start?
Yeah, let's get this started on the Rhinos side. We've got the Grand, which is a Pyramidion. Let's see, Gat Mortar front, Artemis, Merc sides.
Mm-hmm.
On the Lud, we've got one side, we've got Gat Mortar. On the other side, we've still got the double Artemis and a Flare on the side. So I think that's been actually pretty standard so far. Achievement Floozy on the Thrall side, we've got Hades, Flak one side, Carronade, Mortar on the other with the Banshee up front. And on the Wizard, we've got Carronade up front. They moved the mortar up front now too, instead of the side where they put a flare now, and on the other side we've got a mine launcher. So we've got a little bit of variation going on. We don't have a spire on the Rhino side anymore, and got a little bit of a gun change, or at least positional change on the Wizard. All right. So the Achievement Floozy is the first one to be taken fire here, but really nothing too much happening there. I lost a little balloon, but not a whole lot else.
Now Grund
And,
is bouncing off the scenery here because he's trying to lower his angle so he can get the angle for that Merc. The Luds can still, well, stay up a bit. However, the Glowwater Thralls have put all their eggs in a short-range basket at this point. Um, the Grund and the Luds have 3 Artemises and a Merc between them, so they've got much superior long-range capabilities.
absolutely, and I mean this is not going to be the kind of the position that the engagement is going on now is not the way that the Thralls would be able to win that. They pretty much are going to have to go all the way around, or wait until clouds float all the way through here. But there are so many flares going down that using just cloud cover is not going to do very well for them. They will probably have to use the terrain to their advantage as well to be able to approach.
This is what I have recently coined a suppression match, where the short-range team is basically pinned down by the long-range team for an extended period of time, while the short-range team try and work out a way they can actually approach, try and find some sort of opening.
Yeah, although I will have to say that without a lumberjack now, this sort of fire that's coming in from the Rhino side is also not going to be able to do probably too much killing shots. I mean, you do see a fair amount of the armor being stripped away from the wizard there, but
Wizard's armor's almost down.
yeah,
And once
but
that
I
armor's
still
down,
feel
those
like,
Artemises will tear that armor, tear that hull to pieces.
yeah, possibly, but I
Well, why do you think the Wizard's not sticking his head out?
no. I agree with you, but I'm just saying that without a heavy gun firing in there,
Well,
it's
yeah.
going to take a lot longer.
It'd take a bit longer, yeah, but if they can kill one ship coming in, then the other ship's good as dead.
Now the problem here is that the Floozy and the Wizard are actually very, very far apart, and the Wizard is not going to be able to do any sort of cover fire, basically, from the position that it's in. I mean, it's got, what, does it even have anything longer?
It's got the
what is it gonna
Hades
use?
flak, which they could get shots in from this distance.
Well, no, I'm saying the
the
Wizard
problem
can't
is-
really cover for the Floozy
Yeah,
right now.
the Wizard can't cover at all, and now the Floozy is all dressed up, as I like to say, with nowhere to go, except into the fire of the Lud and the Grund.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the Thralls might just go in and try to get onto the Grand. They feel like enough ground has been laid out here, though.
But
for them.
they're splitting focus. They were firing at the Wizard, now they've changed to the Floozy. They're taking out a lot of components on the Floozy, but not doing any substantial damage, which is
And
going to
this is
allow
going
the
to-
Wizard to come
yeah.
in.
This is going to heavily favor the Thralls here. Now the Carronade has been taken out, and this is going to be such a key to this game.
Ah, the
taking out
Grun's
that
been
Carronade all the
blended.
time.
The Grund's out of action. If the achievement Floozy can just stay alive and not die under the fire of the Lud, the Thralls will have the advantage.
And the Lud's balloon is down now as well. Gron is suffering the same sort of fate as its opponents are on fire, and there goes that armor. Are they going to be able to rain in with any mortar shots? Probably not, as the Floozy is getting absolutely hammered here by
No,
both
the
Gron and
Wizard's
Lud.
going to run into its own mine here. Oh, be careful,
Grund,
Wizard,
yes.
careful. Oh, the Wizard just hit his own mine.
Oh no, it's
What a
terrible.
mistake! Now his balloon's out.
the
He's
balloon is
crashing
down.
towards the ground.
The Gron does manage to get its balloon back up before it takes any sort
Yeah.
of catastrophic damage, and now the Wizard
That was
is
the
just
last
ripe for the picking.
chance the Wizard had to take down the. Oh, maybe not.
And not
The
quite
balloon
out
is
of
down.
it yet. Not quite
Yeah,
out of
they
it yet.
managed to take down the Grund.
I'm really
Again,
surprised.
there's those premature calls.
Once again, being a little bit too quick on the draw there.
Jumping
I
the
really
proverbial gun.
I really thought that the combined fire between the Gron and Lud would have been able to take out the Wizard before it does any major damage, but now it's just going to come right on in the Lud, and the Lud is stuck the wrong way into the ground. The Achievement Floozy is back in here now too, and the Lud goes down. So that is a fairly good turnaround there for the Thralls.
Amazing from the Thralls. They just keep on turning these bad positions into good ones just through sheer patience and use of terrain and skill.
Now the Rhinos get a pretty good spawn here. The Lud wasn't halfway across the world like you often see on a lot of these maps, and so the Lud and the Grand are basically already packed up together. They don't have to, maneuver around, possibly get caught by one of these Thrall ships, but the Thralls are just going to move right on forward, and
Oh,
the Lud could possibly
could
come
be a
in here with a
mistake.
surprise attack.
Oh, the Floozy's coming through the ribs. It's in a position where he can get double teamed by the Grunt and the Lud before the Wizard can get in. But can the Sky Invading Rhinos make the most of it? They're taking out some guns.
And the Floozies once
Starting
again
to
having
starting to
a
get
lot
the
of those
Gatling. The Lud's
opponents
about to
being taken
body
down.
block his ally here. Yep, the Lud taking a slight bump off the Grunt.
The Lud's just good. Where's the Lud going? The Lud's just going way too far
Yeah,
forward.
the Lud's going too far back. He's bouncing off the terrain.
The Grind is actually
Grund's
taking
charge-
the brunt of a damage here, yep.
Yeah, but this is a this is a wise decision by Grund, going forward, trying to zone out the Wizard, giving the Floozy a good ram. However, the
but
Grund's taking a lot
that-
of damage as the Wizard comes in from behind.
The Lud is actually trying to focus a little bit on the Wizard as well, but the Grand still has its front guns
They've
on
committed
the
to killing the
Achievement
Floozy now. They have to kill it.
And are they going to be able to take it down? And there goes more
Yes.
shots just raining on in, but the Grand is in a lot of trouble here. However, I think they're going to be able to slink behind this little piece of debris, and the Lud's going to block for them, blocking off those carronade shots and returning fire at the same time. The Wizard is in a lot of trouble here, but we said that the last time as well, so we'll see if they manage to pull out any rabbits out of their hat, but I really feel like
The
at
mine's
this point,
going down. A mine
this point, I
right
think
in front of
they're
the
just-
Grund.
yep.
Oh, but it's not going to matter.
it's just too little too late.
Mhm.
Interestingly enough, the way that the Grand fell
Oh,
onto the other side of terrain there.
The Floozy's coming
a
in,
lot.
starting to maybe reconsider. I said starting to reconsider, or maybe not. The
And-
Floozy's just going for it. What
Well,
he's
the
going to
Wizard-
do, I think, he's going to try and get behind that rib while he waits for the Wizard to come in.
Yeah, the Wizard got a spawn that was not too bad for in this case. It was fairly straightforward approach here, and the Grand now taking that heavy carronade fire. The Floozy probably going to avoid this maybe a
Focus
little
5
bit of
can
an
take down the
attempted ram
Grund here. The Grund's balloon is down.
Grand is taking
Armor-
a lot of damage.
Armor's on fire.
A few mines getting thrown out here, and there's going to be real careful not to run into your own mines. And there goes the Grand,
Oh!
being finished off by the
Perfectly
achievement Floozy.
placed mine underneath the Lud bouncing off the mine is gonna give the Wizard the slight advantage here, allowing the Wizard Achievement Floozy to get. But watch out for those mines, Achievement Floozy.
Oh,
Watch
the
out.
Grand gets a
Oh!
terrific spawn here in to help the Lud, but it might just be a little bit too late as the Lud is getting well, it's lowering. Are they gonna fall into this mine
the
right
Lud
below
might
them?
fall into a mine here.
Oh,
and
they
he
do,
has.
and oh my
brilliant.
God, that's so
Absolutely
much damage.
Beautiful by the Thralls. Amazing play. The Grunt coming in now, but he's all on his own. This could be the last kill.
Yeah, they gotta
all
be real
depends
careful.
where the
I mean,
next
I'm sure they want to. Ooh, oh my God, the Lud gets a terrific spawn.
good spawn
It's
for the
right
Lud.
back in the action.
Grun just needs to keep skirting back behind this cover, join up with his ally.
And the Grun's doing just fine. It really hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. It's knocked a little bit of the balloon of the Wizard down. The Wizard has its up on fire, and there are all sorts of shots missing. Every single shot there is missing. That entire barrage from the side of the Achievement Floozy hit absolutely nothing except for debris. And continuing missing fire here from both sides currently. The Wizard finally taking some damage.
Oh, I think these teams are going to be a little reluctant at this point to just charge in. Well, and I'm making a bad call again, because there goes
Yes,
the Achievement Floozy and the Wizard charging in.
Well, the problem is that the Wizard has to go very high up here
The
to get
Wizard
over
going
this pipe,
high,
and
the Floozy going low, and this could be a mistake. They've been split up.
the Achievement Floozy trying to fire those Hades and flak shots off, not
Oh, the
dealing
Lud
too
taking
much.
a bounce off the Grunds.
The Achievement Floozy has a lot of components out again still, so they've got to be real careful
Oh,
with that, and they are
focus
getting
fire on the
focus fire
Floozy.
now.
Double Gatling. That should strip the armor pretty quickly. But you don't
Wizard-
see this often. The Wizard trying to body block the Grund. Yes, the Spire body blocking a Pyramidion. I don't say that very often. Oh, the Achievement Floozy gets taken down. The Wizard is all on its
Wizard-
own. Oh, he's gonna take.
It is.
He's gonna. Oh, the wizard desperately hydering up, trying to rise out of the situation. Managing to go above the Lud. Oh,
Yeah,
great flying by Graphic Sturdy here.
But I think it's just a little bit too late here.
Above the Grund. This could be the most incredible escape ever. If he can pull it off.
Oh, the Grunt gets a huge amount of hits behind it.
And the wizard doing an amazing job of surviving.
But there goes the armor. Here comes the mortar shots raining on in. There's just a couple more. There he goes, and the Rhinos managed to pull it off. I mean, that was a very, very great attempt by Graphic Sturdy there, trying to hold off the two ships. But once the achievement Flucy went down there, it was going to be very hard for him to escape out of those two Rhino ships.
Yes, all these matches have been 4-5s. These two very, very evenly matched teams. But on this night, the Sky Invading Rhinos have just managed to pull it through.